How would you feel if I told you that every single second a garbage truck is filled with waste full of clothing and either burned or thrown into a landfill? Or every day there's enough waste in clothing and garments to fill 1.5 Empire State Buildings up to the very tippy top? Or better yet, enough waste in clothing to fill the entire Sydney Harbor in an entire year. My name is Meredith Maxwell, and I'm here today to talk to you about the fast fashion industry and how it affects our economy, our population, and the harm it does on everyone. First, I will tell you what the fast fashion industry is, who it includes, and what all it really encompasses. Second, I will tell you the harm it does to our planet, not only in waste, but also water pollution. And lastly, I will tell you about the effect it has on our economy and the people that are in the industry. So who is the fast fashion industry? The fast fashion industry are brands that are made up to quickly produce and distribute clothing. So these companies thrive on a quick turnaround. From design to then distribution, they like to get their designs out within a month, which is crazy because normal companies in clothing lines, it usually takes about 6 months to produce a line compared to their 1 month lead. These companies include Zara, Topshop, H&M, Forever 21, which all of these companies, they thrive on this. They can get designs from the shortest lead time from designs to stores in 2 weeks sometimes. They've even been banned from a lot of runways for other high-end clothing lines because they've been able to rip off their designs from these designers and then turn around and get them into stores quicker than them. A lot of these designs are cheap, include very cheap quality clothing, which causes them to break easily, compared to where other old clothing used to not be as cheap and better made. Second, I'm going to talk about how the industry harms, how the fast fashion industry harms our planet. The CO2 amount is supposed to raise to 2.8 billion by 2030, which is triple what it is right now. That is 230 million cars being used every single day for an entire year. 60% of all clothing that's made in 1 year also ends up in landfill by the end of the year. So that means 60% of what you see in stores now will end up in landfill by the end of the year. Also, 2 billion pieces of clothing are not worn every year. They just sit in people's closets. Not even in landfills, they're just sitting there. And lastly, America makes up for 14 million tons of this waste. This waste is what causes so much harm and pollution. Now on to water pollution. 20% of the yearly water pollution is from the fast fashion industry. One cotton t-shirt takes about 2,700 liters of water to produce. That's as much water that the average human will drink in 3 entire years. One pair of jeans takes about 10,000 liters of water to use, which is way over 3 years. Not only that, but the dyes created to dye our clothing are also extremely toxic. They pollute a lot of the waters in the rural countries, and these are what the country's people are drinking and bathing in. Last but not least, the fast fashion industry has had a huge effect on our economy. Clothing companies in the United States no longer make clothing, a lot of them no longer make clothing in the States and instead have them made overseas to other countries. This takes jobs out of America and gives the jobs to those who are most likely not getting paid enough. They are sometimes unethically made in these countries, and people in the United States are not able to see how they're made because they're shown fronts of the factories instead of what's really going on behind the scenes. So when you see a piece of clothing less than, from what you're paying, the factory workers making less than 4% of what that shirt costs. And that's if they're lucky. So think about it. If you're buying a $100 shirt, that factory worker is not even going to make $4 from it. Over 50% of all fast fashion workers in these countries are underpaid. They aren't even paid minimum wage, and a lot of them being paid pennies. This creates a horrible economy for them, and they aren't able to support their families. Last but not least, in Pakistan, 87% of women who are these workers are paid even less than the men working in these factories. This is having a huge wage gap between men and women in these countries. I talked to you today about the fast fashion industry, who they were, what it does, the harm it has on our planet, the harm it has on our economy, and the harm it has on our people. So next time you want to buy that $20 shirt, just think everything that went into it. Thank you so much.
Good job, Mary.
What are you going to do with that?